We're here at the Canada Games track just in front of my house. Just working on my daily routine here today. Doing some full body power, explosiveness, and working on some speed. As the summer goes along, just try to get bigger and stronger at first, and then, you know, get conditioned back into game shape, and then start skating and back in routine. I can't breathe. Holy. It's good though. We're just at my house in Brandon. About 70,000 people here. You can never go wrong with going back home. You know, it's not a big city. Home is home, and you gotta love your home and coming back home every year. So no matter how long I'm here, I love it, and I love spending time with my family and friends.
Brandon, Manitoba, a couple hours from Winnipeg, in heart of the farming belt, I guess. And we just, nice little spot back here. When we moved from Thompson, actually, we came here when Calen was 7. The reason we bought the house is because we could see the sportsplex from our window. And then the track's right down there, so we just knew we could. Maybe it's a crazy reason, but that's why.
My dad loves hockey, and you know, I started skating when I was 2. I've loved it, and I've dreamt of playing in the NHL and, you know, winning the Stanley Cup and things like that since the first time I got on the ice, and I've loved it ever since.
Yeah, he was hooked. Well, he didn't have much of a choice, because I guess you could say I've got a bit of an addictive personality once I kind of get to something. I personally push it a lot. It started getting to the point where you could tell he was getting pretty good at it.
Makes a move around one man. Around Giroux. Giroux dogging him, but Addison still at the puck, all the way down, shoots, scores! What a beauty rush by Calen Addison!
When Calen was 12, he played summer hockey with guys in Winnipeg that were a year older, and he had a mean streak, and then I knew. He went to a tournament in Minnesota with Winnipeg guys, and one of the guys texted me back and saying, oh my, he just blew a guy up. He gets a little wingy sometimes.
And that's it, I'm done. Just at the tennis courts here in Brandon. I like to play a lot of tennis with my dad in the summers, and last year during the pandemic when there was no ice here, I'd actually just come on my rollerblades and bring my stick and gloves and my green biscuit and just kind of skate around, work on some edge work, skating and stick handling, stuff like that. I go with a little bit of a funky knob. Take a skate lace and cut it to the length I need. I lay it down, and I use some really strong glue and I lay it along the lace, and then I just take it and wrap the lace around, and I take an X-Acto knife and just kind of chisel it off so it's not poking out anywhere, so it's nice and smooth. It's just kind of nice, the hard, firm knob. I love the width, and then I only have to do it once until my stick's broken and I move on to the next one. So I know Matt Dumba uses this now too, so you could ask him. I get a hard time about it, but I need someone to back me up.
He doesn't always follow the common path, let's put it that way. You know what he used to do was, I don't think he does it anymore, but we'd be like, what are you doing? Before games, he would soak both of his gloves, like soak them in water, and then squirt water down the back of both of his skates, bare feet. He's a weird duck.
Okay, gonna play some tennis now against my dad. I usually win, he might say different, but yeah, I guess good luck.
Oh yeah, great, thanks. Make me look better than I am. Oh, too bad.
Out. Have to. You have to hit those as hard as you can. Let's get a rally going.
Why don't you put your famous words on tape you always say to me? Now the conditioning's gonna pay off.
Oh my God. I'm winning. That's all I know.
I think I'm winning. Sun was in your eyes, probably.
Racket's fault.
The good thing is we've been better, but we've also been worse.
Oh, wow.
That's how it always goes for him too, by the way. I'm gonna rely on the bleep, because I hate losing.
Good game. Another loss for you.
Yeah, right.
I've kind of put together a collection of my jerseys, medals, trophies, plaques, and just kind of some things that mean a lot to me throughout my career and just some cool moments to remember. This is probably my favorite one. This is my World Junior jersey and gold medal there. That's probably the coolest moment I've had. That's something I'll never forget for sure. Here's my World Junior skates. CCM made custom the Canada flag into the skates, and I actually had a family friend of ours make this thing for us with the logo in the back and the World Junior puck in there. That's pretty cool. I like those skates a lot. Here's my ring. It's got the world champions there, all the years around the top that Canada's won. It's got my name and number there. Yeah, this is probably the coolest thing I've got. This is my first NHL game jersey. You wait a long time for a moment like that, so keep that jersey is something special to me and my family. This is a cool little thing my good friend of mine across the street, good family friend of ours, made this for me. He's got the hair, he's got the mustache, the gold medal, painted the name and number and Canada on there and everything, so that's a pretty good replica of me, I'd say. Here's my draft jersey with Pittsburgh back in 2018. You know, that's a moment I dreamt about for forever, was getting drafted to the NHL, and having my family down in Dallas for that week was super fun. And I also have this picture from the draft with my family. This is my dad, Darren, my sister, Ryan, and my mom, Shannon. Yeah, they're the reason I've got to this point, and all the rest of my family as well. So I owe it all to them, and yeah, this is a pretty cool picture. It means a lot to me.
Calen Addison.
Right-handed defenseman that doesn't mind jumping up into the plate.
I mean, you know, you wait 18 years for that to happen, and I mean, that's every kid's dream that plays hockey or skates, is to get drafted to the NHL. And you know, when a moment like that becomes reality, you know, you're sitting there with your family, and that's just a special moment. And there's not really much else to say besides, you know, you wait a long time for a moment like that. I don't know where to go. Being an 18-year-old, I got drafted, and then the dev camp was, I think, like days later. I had none of my equipment there, and I had to get my skates FedEx down to Pittsburgh, and I had all new equipment and everything like this, and just kind of a whirlwind. Yep. And then you go to main camp and you're defending, you know, Crosby, Malkin, and you know, you're skating out there with Chris Letang, guys you've watched for years, and and looked up to. So it's kind of eye-opening, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's just hockey and it's just fun to be out there.
Canada getting set to take to the ice against the Russians. This is for gold.
The World Juniors in Canada is arguably the biggest event of the year, every year. I mean, I think every family in the whole country watches it.
And here we go.
There's so many ups and downs in a short-term tournament like that. And I mean, you lose to Russia 6-0, you win a crazy first game against the US. I mean, it's just so back and forth. And then, you know, somehow you get paired up against Russia again in the final after losing that bad days prior to that. And I mean, the biggest key in that tournament is just to forget everything.
Romanov fires, saved by Hofer. Rebound, moves in front. Hofer down, they score. Stopped by Hofer. Third chance in front. Big shot, score. Maxim Sortman snaps it home, and Russia leads 3-1.
The third period down 3-1. I mean, there's nothing really else to do but just be positive in the room and just work. You're just kind of thinking, what can I do to help this team win? What can I do every time I go out there to, you know, make this team have a better chance of coming out on top? Just probably the craziest period I'll ever be a part of in my life.
He feeds across to Addison. Calen Addison is shot. That trickle down, they score! Tipped by McMichael, and Canada's back within one. Wins the face-off back to Addison. Calen Addison for Lafreniere. Alexis Lafreniere back to Calen Addison. Across the Hayton, walks it and shoots, scores! Barrett Hayton has tied the game! Now moved ahead. In comes Thomas with a chance. Moves it, but he scores! Akil Thomas has given Canada the lead with less than 4 minutes to go in the third period.
I personally couldn't even breathe on the bench. I mean, I remember my buddy talking to me after we went up 4-3 with 4 minutes to go, and I was like, you got to stop talking to me. I can't even breathe right now.
And Canada's going to win it. It's a gold medal in Ostrava as Canada comes back and beats Russia 4-3.
To hold on for 4 minutes with that kind of lead after being down 3-1, it's, you know, it's just something you don't really think is possible, but I mean, that's why you play the game, because anything is possible. Come back from World Juniors, and a month later, I think it was like a Tuesday night or something, and I was actually sleeping when I got the texts and calls from Pittsburgh, and I wake up from my nap around dinner time or after dinner sometime, and I read my phone, and I'm just mind blown. I didn't really know what to think, and it was just kind of something you don't really expect, especially, you know, as a 20-year-old. I hadn't played yet or anything like that. Billy called me a little while after, and he had just kind of recently started in Minnesota. He'd kind of picked me in Pittsburgh, and so we had a good relationship. And I just remember picking up the phone, and he just said, "You miss me?"
I was in Pittsburgh when Calen got drafted, and you know, I was back in player development then, so I spent quite a bit of time with him and got to know him real well. So when we made the trade, it was something I was very comfortable with because I knew the person.
I know, you know, he traded for me for a good reason, and you know, I want to show him that it's worth it.
I'm sure he did miss me.
Calen Addison, he's NHL all-hockey hair team, a little wispy mustache as well. But Addison said, listen, I've always had this great hair, so I'm going to rock it. I say Calen Addison has to rock it, but he has a lot of skill too, guys.
Pencil thin mustache right there.
Mustache, I mean, that's just Addy. Like, that's Addy being Addy.
We gave him the nickname Pablo, just because he's got a Pablo Escobar feel to him. I mean, we watched Narcos quite a bit. I think when he kind of came to the league last year, there's some other players I caught on other teams kind of give him a once-over, like, who's this young kid with a muzzy like this?
Can we categorize that as a mustache? I don't know. It's a little thin and a little faded. I don't know.
I wish he still had the hair to go with it, but he chopped that, so I think he's got to stick with the muzz.
Oh, Calen gets his hair from me, that's for sure. Yes, everybody knows it. Yeah.
What about the mustache? Where's that from?
Well, we're not sure where that came from.
I honestly have no idea. One day I think I just thought, let's try it out. I mean, I couldn't grow anything anywhere else. So when you have a beautiful mustache like this, takes a little bit of maintenance for sure. So just gonna take you through a couple of steps of, you know, how I maintain it and take care of it. Then I just get the comb in there, kind of stroke it down a little bit. Then I would get in there with the, you know, the personal razor like this. And I would just go across it. Just trim it up how I want. I feel like now I just gotta keep it. It seems like that's what everyone talks about or asks about or whatever, so I guess it's kind of a staple now. I just gotta keep it. I'm kind of just waiting for that time where my arm slips or something and I, you know, take a big chunk out of it and then I gotta start all over again. But it's been about 2 years and I don't think I've screwed up yet. Some of the stuff is hilarious that I see on Twitter, or some of the stuff that I get mentioned in is funny. And then I get my scissors and then just do the final touches in there. Somebody tweeted something at me. It said, whatever gender Calen Addison is, I want to be that gender. Or something like that, and I have no idea what that means, or I don't know, but I thought it was hilarious. You could just come in and, you know, just trim in there, trim on the sides, kind of whatever you want, just kind of whatever I'm feeling that day. That's how you do it.
Could be a 3-on-2 if the Wild hustle. Here's Addison pulling into the slot, waits and shoots, he scores!
What a shot from Calen Addison!
The first thing that went into his head is, what opportunity am I gonna get? I know it did mine. Like, I'm instantly, who's here, what's going on?
I personally loved living Des Moines. I loved our team. I loved playing there. It was super fun. And being coached by, you know, Alex Tanguay as the D coach and on the power play, and Tim Army as the head coach. Unbelievable coaches, unbelievable people.
Scoop loose by Giroux to the right point. Addison scores from the blue line.
The biggest thing I learned in a short first-year pro in the American League was just how to defend the right way, how to pick your spots, when to go offensively, when to stay back. Just the little things that, you know, you wouldn't necessarily always think about. And that's what I mean by listening to, you know, guys like Tanguay and Tim Army, is just the little things in the game that are going to make you that much better, and then the little details that, you know, help you so much in the long run and make it a lot easier for you out there.
Defenseman Calen Addison will make his NHL debut.
In February 2021, finally, dream come true. Everything kind of comes to reality.
Addy, first national game, let's go!
I'm just thankful they put me in tonight, and I had the time of my life for sure. The morning of, one of my good buddies from home here, lives down the street from me, he says, well, the only thing you can't do is miss the net on your rookie lap. And so I went out there and first shot, feeling pretty good, hits the crossbar, goes off the glass, and he was all over me after the game.
Addy, good shot, eh?
As Velarde was pinned along by Calen Addison, comes to Strand at the blue line, one-timer wide. Velarde picked it up off the end boards. His attempt ran into a stick.
Calen Addison making his postseason NHL debut. Wild and Vegas Golden Knights Game 5 from T-Mobile Arena.
Here we go, boys. Here we go, boys. Let's go, Addy.
His first couple games that he did play, there was no fans in the building, and then to all of a sudden experience 18,000 in the playoffs in the Game 7 is a pretty special moment, and I thought he did great with it.
That wasn't something I expected, getting the call that, you know, I was going to be playing in Vegas for Game 5, 6, and 7 in the playoffs. You know, after only playing 3 regular season games with no fans, and then you're going into Vegas with, you know, full crowds, and you can barely hear yourself think, you can barely hear yourself talk. you know, it's just kind of a moment where you just gotta tune it out and you know, just play your game.
Greenway circles back into his own zone. Greenway carries in, right on, save flurry, rebound, they score!
That's your first apple, Addy, eh? Atta boy!
I mean, 3 playoff games as a 20-year-old, that's something I'll never forget. Now that I've played a few games and been a part of the atmosphere and been around the team, you know, it just makes you want it that much more. And you know, I've heard that from a lot of guys before. Once you've had a taste of it, you want it that much more than you did before. And that couldn't be more true, really.
That experience will definitely help him down the road, but it was something that we talked about, you know, at his exit meeting, that this doesn't mean that he's automatically on the team. You have to earn it year after year after year.
I mean, Addy, this guy's got he's got ice in his veins. I loved his game ever since I saw him here, and become pretty good friends with him as well. And him just being a Western League boy, I think we just have that connection there. So I'm excited to see what he has in store.
He comes in great shape, and he's a great player, and we're looking forward to seeing what he has.
Just coming home in the summer and, you know, just thinking about what I can do every day to make myself make the NHL as fast as I can. And I mean, it's something I've dreamt about forever, is being a full-time NHL player. And, you know, it's really up to me and me only to, you know, to prove it to people and to earn it. And, you know, whether there's open spots or not, or whatever happens, it's really only up to me to prove. And the only thing I can do is work hard every day and make myself better.
Like this, I'm just gonna like get right in there and really